What she wanna hear?
Capital.
What she wanna hear?
Cap. Oh yeah? Yeah.
She wanna hear.
It's capital. Hella turned, blown off that ooh wee. Called her over, told her we gon' watch a movie. She playing dumb, but she know what I really mean. Should I keep it real or sell a dream?
I'ma tell her what she wanna hear. I'ma tell her what she wanna hear. I'ma tell her what she wanna hear. She wanna me. I'ma tell her what she wanna hear. I'ma tell her what she wanna hear. I'ma tell her what she wanna hear. She wanna me.
Oh yeah.
In the middle of my
Shit don't change. No rings gon' change, oh we so paid, don't be so basic. Oh she gon' taste, gon' piece on cases, we so wasted. But we more waste and space and the way to be more cases. Got an LG in your face and to take a little piece of cake. Got homies on that, one shot, one kill, gon' need those faces. Get emojis, your shit's on that, I don't need to know basis. Pro noise reduction, turn up RSVPs from neighbors. Might just see some haters. I swear to God, we some seasoned campaigners. I'm Mr. Talker, good game, ain't no critique in my plan. Soon as she see I'm famous, I probably be knee deep in favors.
Dumelang rola amogela le lebeletse Daily Teta gona mo gae mo SABC 1 #being you with one nakalina ke Tumelo Mothotoane, and let's about every Monday to Thursday at 11 a.m. gona mo gae mo SABC 1. Of course, we are the youth and we're taking charge, and let's about Thursday is a mini Friday gona mo gae mo SABC 1, and this is where we look at very artsy and cultural entertainment topics that affect us as young South Africans, and that's why we thought it's befitting or we put the spotlight on the club culture, and we actually see as far as making money out of being a club promoter or being a VIP hostess, or even making sure you associate with anything entrepreneurial around club culture. But not only that, we're also looking at some of their disadvantages. I mean, we know a bit of an underworld associated to clubs, whether it's the abuse of alcohol, whether it's underage drinking and drugs. We're going to put the spotlight on that, so make sure you interact.
Igama lami ngukini Shandu, sikumukele ku Daily Teta on SABC 1 #being you with one. And njengoba seshilo tubi namhlanje, we're zooming into club culture. So besidive singena phakathi namhlanje kwi-mini Friday, finding out exactly kwenzakala neclubini. Abantu abaningi bathi kumnandi, but ne-pressure bakhona. Abantu bagcina basponda imali bethi bazama ukubhola, keeping up with the life yaseclubini. Asithole sesenkingeni, ekugcina ngasakwazi ne-rent, imonto, zonke lezo zinto, ama-drugs. Abantu abaningi bakhala ama-drugs uyathola emaclubini, but ama-club owners athi ayikho leyo nto, nama-promoters, nama-hosts as well, nama-influencers amanye akuphika lokho. So besithola ngempela ukuthi kahle kahle kwenzakala le life yaseclubini, nabantu besifazane indlela abagqoka ngayo eclubini, ukuthi why beze beyithola bene-pressure ukuthi kumele begqoke ngale ndlela abagqoka ngakhona. And nawe uma ukuthi ngomunye wabantu ngempela owazi into esingayazi eyenzakala emaclubini, give us that important call on 011-339-1315, or find us on Facebook at Daily Teta, on Twitter as well, Facebook Daily_Teta. Yonto esikhulumayo namhlanje, club culture to me.
Yeah, I'm so excited to hear more about it. I'm hoping, of course, our guests will be very honest with us. So we have honest people and honest guests. So that disclaimer. So if they're familiar or non-familiar faces to you, Rutsuru Pagamiso and Larry as well, I'm sure you know them from the club scene, the party scene.
Yeah,
Microwave
Boys. And
Microwave
Boys. And all these things.
You guys are everywhere.
We're trying ourselves out, we're trying to make a culture. Yeah. And it's starting to blend in. It's all blending in together. It's like mashup.
What culture are you guys trying to sell?
Well, for us, in terms of it's just the entertainment side of everything that we do. Entertainment, whether it's YouTube, whether it's the party life, we promote safe drinking. We promote just entertainment in general. Like we just show people, hey, we're having fun. Come join us.
And join us. We're young and want to own our content and want to be able to own everything we do. And that's why we also decided to go on the YouTube platforms and throw our own parties. And we just want to build something from get-go. We want people to look back and be like, those guys, they touched us. Somehow. Those guys, they touched us. Not like physically touched us, but like, Yeah, you know what I mean?
Touch us.
Yeah,
We
like,
are
yeah.
your, yes, just touch
Yeah, yeah,
us.
yes.
But you know that this club culture or entertainment culture, nearly more popularized by Batosha from Atlanta, New York City, and as far as making money out of it. I mean, they're making, it's not just about partying and spending money, but honestly a place where you can also have a role as an entrepreneur and make money. Lena, how's it working for you in SA and Johannesburg? Is it profitable?
Yes, it is. Very, very profitable. I know a lot of people that are paying their studies just by hostessing at a club.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I know people that are doing promos via like Twitter and Facebook and all those things. And they're getting paid for that. And it pays really well. I think people don't know that. But if you do your research, you know that, it does well.
And people always focus on the negative side most of the times. You know, sometimes there is so much positive, it overpowers the negative.
Give the negative, take us through.
Well, the negative is obviously like getting too drunk and
Caught up in the lifestyle?
caught up in the lifestyle, drinking and driving and whatnot.
Okay.
Drugs, as you guys said in your intro.
Yeah.
So there's the negatives, yes. There are negatives. But so in every industry, like there are negatives. Being in the public eye, being on television, there is a positive, hey mama, I'm on TV. But there's also the negative where people are always trying to be in your life. Like, you know what I mean?
But asibuyele the party life. Abanye abantu bafila ngathi na if there are some people who want to go to the club, but because of pressure, like I don't have money to buy a bottle. I cannot just go there and buy a 6-pack or 12 or anything like that. Is it the case though, or I can just go in and just have my whatever and drink without needs to be pressure? The next table and the next table
You know what, can I tell you something? People go out to get away from something. Like when you go out, when you're in the club, you become whoever you want to be at that point in time. So if someone decides like, look, I want to buy 6 bottles and I'm broke, it's because they want to be pre-rich. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's a mentality thing. When you get to the club, no one knows you. You literally just walk in and you see someone and you're like, whatever you portray is what people will see as.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I walk into a club and I have 6 bottles around my table, I'm wearing shades and I've got lots of chains. I don't know. People are gonna be like, hey, that guy is pretty important. And that's the thing. People go there to be who they want, and sometimes it's aspirational. It's like I really
inner
want
rich,
to, like I'm pretty rich.
Oh, not inner rich.
Yeah, like inner rich, but
I'm gonna be rich. Yeah, I'm gonna be rich someday.
But it also depends on who you are. You know, sometimes an individual won't feel that pressure. You know, me, I can ask this guy, I can go into the club and go buy 1 beer.
Yep, yeah, you can do that.
You can, I will,
and dance the
I
whole
will
night.
dance.
The whole
I will
sweat.
feel, I will, and then I'll have budget of 200 rand and I'll buy another beer because 50 rand nowadays.
Man, I hear that you guys also talk about how they promote responsible drinking. How do you do it in a place where alcohol flourishes? It's everywhere. It's actually idolized because in your video, kid cricket or what's going on. Attached to your
sparkles.
The sparkles.
The cricket.
Do me.
You know,
I
but
need
but
to,
that's for
ne?
attention. That's for attention also, you know what I mean? Because people like that. If they buy lots of bottles, they want people to see that, hey, it's all coming towards my way. In terms of promoting safe drinking, I don't want to lie to you. We make money from alcohol consumption. For people, you know what I mean? Yeah, so like if people drink, the more they drink, the more money we make.
Sure.
So
honestly, like I'm from Cape Town, right? And he was saying that you were saying that people, there will be sparkles with 6 bottles, 7 bottles. I'm from Cape Town, right? And I used to demand sparkles for 4 or 5 beers.
Really?
Yeah, I
So
promise you. And they used to give us.
I didn't know the story.
Yeah, they used to
I
give
didn't know the
us
story.
sparkles because we bought a whole carry pack. So I want sparkles. I want the same attention to be drawn. Sure, it might not be a positive. Be like, okay, look at that broke brother.
yeah.
And but it's all up to you. It's all up to you.
Zemzek is the take up, and
Take up, but you know what? Let's go for an ad break. And we're still talking about club culture. What really goes behind it? And also, how girls wear. And you know, there's that thing about 6 cells, the soft porn, ladies free before a certain time to attract the gentle brothers. Why is that so? We find out after this. Daily Teta SABC 1. Let's it's a Thursday and we're putting the spotlight on the club culture South Africa. Let's as youth we're faced with a lot of challenges. We're almost going into, I don't know if it's 23 or 24 years into our democracy next week as we celebrate Freedom Day, and there's still many challenges, and that's why young people, as Larry said, sometimes it's like an escape, a place where you can just forget about your problems, be the person you aspire to be, and that better place in Johannesburg. So give us a call on 011-339-1315. Share your stories or experience in a club. Jimmy come to Joburg for the first time. I remember when I first went to a club, I got my church dress.
Really?
And everybody was looking at me like,
surprising.
girl, where you from?
Really
Where you from? So I didn't know. I thought I was going to have a good time. But it was my character dress, I promise you guys. So it was very embarrassing. And tell us what happened to you, or what you experienced in the club, yeah? And
you're just as well. With our club promoter as well. We want to find out the issue. Ladies free before 10. What does it mean? Is it free? I get a lady, or they must go free? That's what we're going to be talking about today. We have a club promoter, as well as a writer and a feminist. Thetha with Daily Teta on SABC 1. Hello. Right, ma'am?
Yes, Pelil.
Yeah. Let me start with you, Thetha. What is club culture? We touch on because we had people, our club promoters, telling us that it's actually a place where you go there to forget about your problems and just to have fun and go back home. But about that. Easy drugs easy what do you think about club culture?
Well, Mina, personally, I used to love clubs. Bisla, Evits, I used to be partying, and Bram used to go to Sandton, used to go to Rosebank, always going to clubs. But then, at some point I grew up, and then I realized, go to some of these spaces, they literally don't feel safe for me. Because you go to some of these spaces, Utola, what you were saying about ladies free before 10 p.m. It's a thing that's used to draw in women, because a lot of clubs and a lot of men who go to clubs go there because they want the woman. And then Tina, as women, sometimes I'm just trying to have a good time when why are you suddenly coming to me like a young owner or you want to give me something and I must give you something in
Isn't it
return?
also vice versa with the girls? They want something for women.
I mean, yeah, sure. That's definitely a truth. And it's like rape culture, club culture, blesser culture. So all of these things intermingle. And that's the thing, when you try to separate them like Uti, no, the clubs are just a space for us to come there and to have fun. And yes, sure. But we also need to be honest about the fact that Mina, when I go there, I'm there to have fun. And what is the club then doing to make sure that Mina, as a woman who you let me in for free, how am I going to stay safe there?
Okay, so that's a good question. What do you do to make sure you protect? I mean, already the women get draw cards because they're free. And also we've read a lot of stories about the drinks being spiked. Some girls, but some because drink How do you make sure while you're promoting the club culture, there's safety and precautions in place?
We always advise Uguti when girls come to a club, it's always safe to come in groups. It's always safe to be, because a lot of girls, first time going to a club, you get too excited, you do things you're not used to, you get exposed to money, drinks, but we always advise Uguti, always come in groups, and we are strict about, when girls come there, never ever leave your drink unattended, whether it's water, whether it's cold drink. And nice thing about us at the clubs that we work at, lots of ladies are friends with the bouncers, and bouncers don't tolerate nonsense.
But can you let me come back to Tumelo said my club in
I thought people forget about that comment, and you're now reminding the masses.
But in my posters that promotes club, it's like semi-naked, what are you saying? Is that maybe a dress code that abantu should actually go into? Maybe as a club in, not like
No, I mean, let's look at the entertainment, okay? Let's look at the entertainment. The bottom line is, whether we like it or not, the bottom line is sex sells, right? So you being sexy and being comfortable in what you're wearing, I mean, even when you go out, you feel good about yourself, right? And then we'll always have men who are perpetrators, who always out there to do the wrong things. But what I can say is that in the entertainment, at the end of the story, looking good and feeling good about yourself, it sells.
So what do you think about that? Where do we draw the line?
I'm not sure. So I'm listening to you speak and saying, okay, so these are the sorts of things that we tell women. But then what do you tell the men? because it's not the women who are raping themselves. It's not the women who are harassing themselves. So you can, as much as you want to tell the woman, oh, come in groups, make sure you keep your drink safe, make sure you don't dress too provocatively. Sure, but you tell the woman that and it still happens. So who's the problem? It's the rapists, it's the sexual assaulters. So what are you then doing in a club to make sure that it's the men who are well aware that, Pella, you're coming to my club and I want to make sure that everyone is in a safe space. So it's not just the men. Clearly the men are feeling safe because no one is telling them, you know? So what is it that's been done to actually make sure that Mina, I'm going into a space and I can feel safe?
We do have things like, you know, as Larry spoke about club promoters, girls, you know, the girls that work at the club. Those girls, we do ensure that, you know, they must always make friends with the women that come to the club, in terms of, if you come to our space to have fun, you know, we don't just want your money, you know, but we do, you know, make friends with you, trying to find out if you're okay. Are you happy about the club? How was the service? You know, is everything okay? So it's that thing, we build trust with our clients, but you know.
I think Usekhafatsa was saying something to Abantu Beslisa as well. What are we telling them? I understand the point of Abantu Besfazani, guys, make sure that you are friends with bouncers, you are friends with, but what about guys? Guys, behavior, yamachita at the club. Do you actually tell guys the way they need to behave? Maybe say clapping, like some guys, I've seen it at the parking sometimes when someone is grabbing in Tombazane outside, I was buying you drinks and that. But then...
Yeah, Larry's actually raising his hand there.
From what I know, most clubs have got a zero tolerance for those things. Like zero. Like if a lady walks up to a bouncer and says, dude, this is happening, or even if we see something that we think is fishy, bouncers are told to have a zero tolerance for situations like that. Like it's not even supposed to be entertained. No questions are supposed to be asked. It's like straight, guy must leave. Guys need to know how to behave. And that's why even when we do things like dress code for guys, we like, collar shirts, squirtles, you need to look like a gentleman, you need to act like a gentleman. And that there's a zero tolerance for those things.
But there's a possibility that you might disguise like a gentleman, but you're not.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We don't have a bird's eye view over everyone. You can't control every situation. It's very impossible. But what we can do on our side is there's a zero tolerance. So if we see something or something looks suspicious, we're just like, nah, it needs to end right
All right,
there.
let me take a question. I think you have a comment or question?
I have a question for you, Larry. Most of us know you from running from the rips. Yeah. Say for the viewers at home that don't know you, how would you explain yourself and how you behave in a club?
I think if you know me from running with the reps, you know there's an obvious big switch up because they was doing it for fun. Now I'm doing it for money. And it's like the way I act is obviously I'm very friendly to people because I'm just a friendly guy. But I know that one day you could be my customer. And that's why I relate with a lot of people as well. I don't know if that doesn't answer your question.
Okay, I have one more question for you.
Briefly, please.
Briefly, please. You have a party called the Larry Party, right?
Yeah, Laryngitis.
Yeah. So what I want to know is, how do people dress appropriately for that party?
Like I said, collar t-shirt, square toes for guys. You have to look like a gentleman. Ladies, no flat shoes. That's the only thing we require.
Okay,
no flat shoes, heels only.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? I can actually feel your energy from here. I'm like, okay, Thetha is to say something.
I mean, no, we know that obviously how he was saying that he's making this for money, and we're well aware that the dress codes and the sorts of things that happen in clubs, at parties, it's for money, which is the basis of the problem, right? So how are we going to incentivize clubs and spaces like that to actually make women feel safe if they're making money from that? We know for a fact that everyone in entertainment, in TV, in media, sex sells, right? You make money from that. But then if you're constantly being, I think, defensive, hearing people who are saying, no, but I'm not safe in your space, and you're telling me, but this is what we're doing. And I'm saying, but it's not working. What are you doing to fix that? I mean, saying that I'm having a dress code or the bouncers are friendly. I've been harassed by bouncers. I've heard club promoters who are women who are also harassed. So it's like, where does that line, like, where do we draw that line?
Sisahleli kwi-Daily Teta on SABC 1, and if kukhona na ufuna ukusichazela khona lapha ekhaya sifonele ku-011 sikhuluma about club culture nezinto ezenzala khona. Sizokhuluma nama-promoters as well. Coming up also, we're going to be chatting to Toy as well, King Toy, omunye DJ and the club promoter, just to find out exactly the culture bayithengisayo, ukuthi culture enjani nanokuthi yini esingakwazi about life yasemaklabhini. This is Daily Teta on SABC 1. Sahleli nathi kwi-Daily Teta on SABC1 hashtag being you with one sikhuluma nge-club culture sifuna ukwazi izinto esingazazi thina njengoba silana emoyeni and ungasifonela as well ku-on 13391315 ufind us on Facebook siza umbono wakho nanokuthi kusafe yini kuba seclubini nanokuthi uyavikeleka njengomuntu wesifazane abantu besilisa bona-ke kwenzakalani. Let's find out from you at home. Let's go to Johannesburg. Sino Ntombi Kayise. Ntombi Kayise,
Yebo banjani?
sikhona njani wena mama?
Sathi
Ithini umbuzo wakho i-comment about uhlela namhlanje?
mina ngikhomenta against i-culture le esiyishoyo i-election culture. Mina the way ngibona yini sithi yini, mina the way ngibona ngakhona ngibona ngazathi indlela nje esandisa ngayo ukumosheka, like ukumosha abantwana alababiza ngomva kwethu. The way ngibona ngakhona mina ngibekwa amaningi akhona engibonile, ngibona thina amantombazane most especially ama-South Africans, abantwana abala e-South Africa abakhulayo, izinto esizenzayo masiphakathi iningi lakhona azikho zinhle and azikho mnandi, futhi izinto osaba nokuzichaza sometimes umuntu babona mase baphuzile sebezenza for imali.
Ntombi Kayise, wakuwaya eclubini and wabonani kathi ufikile?
Mina ngibona abantwana abaningi bafundisana ukwenza izinto ezisinaki, like engubonile nengu-experienceile ngibone i-youth yamantombazane bagcina bathengisa ngomzimba bakubiza ngendlela bakuhloniphisa bona, like bakwenza ikhatha like istayela, like bazothi iblessa. So mina lewe ngibona ngakhona ngibona sengazathi lento leyo ukuthi iblessa, izinto ezinjengalezo umuntu uyaphuza uzophuma nabo banibani uzofuna ukufitha ini vele ngathi into e-accepta ukuthi omunye nomunye ayihalele ukuyenza because uzofuna ukufitha ini ngoba uyambona omunye ugqoka amateka ama-2000. So yena loya uneblessa like and into abayithandayo like ubumnandi nalokuphuza nalotshwala obu-expensive, into ezinjengalezo. Futhi the way ngifila ngakhona ngifila ngathi izinto ezihehela ukusathane entweni ezi-wrong ukuthi ugcine sowenza izinto ezibhedayo because ukuthanda vele ubumnandi njengoba asho ubhuti kudingeka bosisi bamahili, shuthi ihili usisi nazo lifuna uzofuna ukuthi ubhuti makambheka makangena athole ukuthi li-expensive ngempela liyajabulisa. So lo ngenalo naye ugcina
Okay, siyakuzwa kakhulu sisi nje mangicabanga ukuthi ngokuyivala kakho ukuthi impilo yaseclubini ipromoter ukuqwayiza but ngendlela efihlakele. Okay, siyakuzwa
efihlakele nenhlonipho.
Siyezwa kakhulu umbono wakho sisi. Sokhuluma ke siza ukuthi kunjalo nama-guests wethu noma mhlawumbe indlela wena uyibona ngakhona kanti akunjalo ne? Lale bukela nje ku-TV.
All right, thank you so much, Ntombi Kayise. A re nkge to our panelists ba leng gore ba re joina gona bjanong. Re joined by King Detoy Lee, of course, Carol Moringa, o leng gore ke events promoter, and of course King Wena, you are a DJ, I understand.
Yes.
Mara Mr. Champagne at the same time. Mr. Drink May. All right.
Champagne.
Where does it come from?
You know what the lady's saying, in the way he sees it, is how he sees it, is his own opinion. In my opinion, first time when I went to the US in 2008, I remember, I was there, Nabo Fresh and all these things. And believe me, I was just at the clubs when going to the restaurant type of things. Then there's one club that I went to, which is the name is Club Leave. And when I got there, the miracle happened.
A miracle?
A miracle. I saw a nigga buying 50 bottles of champagne and I said, I want to be like that nigga.
Right.
So you started the whole
champagne thing,
when you
culture
go
there.
Okay.
And it always worked for me, even home before I went there.
Yeah.
From the DJ that I was just a DJ playing a kasi, you know, starting to play in the taverns and all that. Yeah, I will have my hunter's gold, you know. And
let's not promote them.
Huh?
Let's not promote.
Yeah,
let's
no.
not.
No, this
just
is
a cider.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's just a cider.
Okay.
TV
Okay, I'll have a cider.
Yeah.
You know, and me affording 6 ciders, it shows my pocket is more bigger. And I changed the strategy. Like, no, how about I tried a spirit, and it was a spirit which was whiskey, and meaning if I get to afford the spirit, my pocket means it goes more bigger.
Yeah.
And funny part is that Larry will tell you, I used to come to the club, had one Gucci head. I was the only guy in the club when I got to Joburg. Only guy from the Val, so wearing a Gucci head, And they said, this nigga's always wearing a good, who's this nigga? And I get to the club and buy one champagne.
All right.
It's only one that I afforded then.
I think what's interesting, some people aspire, and when you aspired for that miracle, you winning. But I don't know Carol, because you got the miracle Jack Carol as well. When you're a female promoter, Carol, and I mean, when we think of, women, Baba yang kodi tlapong, there's one thing, it's always fascinating, I think, for Basadi, it's always seen the lifestyle go VIP. True. Why do you think when people go tlapong, it's not just about having fun, but aspiring go VIP? Yeah. And why do you promote that culture? VIP is the place to be.
Okay, VIP, it's a blessed place. Oh. That's where spenders are. Okay. So what I feel like, most ladies want to be at the VIP area because they know that if I order a mohe, he will just get it for me. Yeah. If I want a verve, he'll just get it for me. If I want a dom, he'll just get it for me. Because when you go to the general place where everyone is, they're only drinking cider. And you feel like, those kind of champagne drinks, when you drink them, when you wake up in the morning, you're not that drunk, you're not that, you still feel fresh, you're still good. But with the ciders and all those things, you have a headache, you wake up in the morning like I have a headache and all that. So I feel like it's more like about the bottles, about the drinks, and the higher expense of it.
And then we're coming to you, Carol, because we want to go back to a caller whereby Lempilo Bless, is it not promoting prostitution now? But right now, I believe there's someone who wanna ask something. You have a comment? We're selling a microphone. Please.
Do you have a question?
No, I just have a response to what she just said. Sometimes it's not really about the blesser life at the VIP. I think sometimes, like me, I love being in VIP because I want to feel VIP. I don't want to feel general like the other people. I want to feel VIP.
It's what are your standards,
it's not.
Level 10.
It's not about what is in the VIP or what people are drinking and what people. It's about who is there, and I want to be associated. It's just my feeling inside. It's not about, oh man, I'm gonna drink the spirit and this champagne and this one. It's about my feeling. I'm like, I feel cool because I'm with Ganyiso, I'm with Larry.
Right.
I'm
VIP.
with those people.
Okay.
So now you feel like you're part of the gang.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Interesting.
see.
Let me take you back to Tsetho. I mean, as a female club promoter, event promoter, I think it was interesting because they want to have a blesser, I don't know, a feeling.
Champagne.
What comes to mind is exploitation. Doesn't that open up women and or provide way? Maybe that's when we can also try out. Like, are there also challenges or dangers that are associated with those kind of aspirations as Mosadi or Lokotlapo?
I mean, there definitely are. I think there's challenges in every single aspect of, being a woman, being a man, being in that blesser exchange. The difference between wanting to be blessed, I'm consenting. I'm there and I'm saying, yeah, sharp, I want to be blessed, and the guy says, sharp, I want to bless you. So we've both agreed. So that you get the people who are specifically agreeing, and then you get the other people who, a person will come and jump onto you and just be like, oh, I bought you a drink, so now you must be mine. Or just in general, because Omo, you're dressed like this, and I'm sorry to make an example, but you'll be dressed like this, and then guys expect, oh, you're showing your thighs, so sharp. You're here to sell yourself to me. So if you are that person and you're at the club and you're saying, yeah, sharp, no, I'm here to catch a man is also there. Yeah, I'm here to catch a girl. You're two adults.
It can also change your life, How? Because in the VIP, you must understand, you have the directors, the doctors, the COO, the CEO, all of those people. Let me tell you, I believe a friend of mine taught me one thing, that the network that you have is your net worth. And only not the club is the place to have fun. We all linked up there to make money. I become your friend. You need the job, I can make a call. And definitely you can have the concept, I can sell your concept. I don't have to know how to do IT. Now, I remember once DJ's Boo, he once, in one conference here in South Africa, he said, the good thing with the DJ part is that our DJ booth, it's our office and it's our directions to our wealth.
Thank you, Mr. Champagne. Sabugeli Teli Teta on SABC 1, that's it for sure. The sneakers that call as well on 011-339-1315. Hashtag being you with one. That's a hashtag C7 Sayo. After this, we're going to be chatting to Ama Club owners just to find out exactly about the club culture. Sinmungele back foot to Daily Teta on SABC 1 hashtag being you with one sikhuluma about club culture namhlanje esikwazi nesingakwazi and siyavuleleka as well na audience ethu nikeza ithuba lokuthi ukwazi ukuphawula about izinto efuna ukuzibuza kubantu esinabo amaguest wethu ukuthi kahle kahle kwenzala ne club in the blesser life the trend life the champagne life everything that's happening in the club yona into esikhuluma namhlanje give us a call as well on 011 339 1315 sizokuwena ukuthi ucabangani or yini lo ufuna ukusifundisa yona singayazi at home nibukele TV Minier from KZN.
Hey, Kini, Jayan.
Right. Gisham Minier, wena? Right, wena?
Great.
Kuluma na Minier.
Yeah, being a Devonite, now you know the culture here. There's a lot of ladies who like leave home with just $100, just $100 and they go to a club party. Like, what's the plan? Why are you leaving home with 100 rand? Who are you waiting for? Who's actually gonna drink? Like, these ladies go to clubs with just 100 rand and then they get guys who are going to buy drinks for them. They actually target guys who are going to buy drinks for them. And then at the end of the night, the guys expecting something. Like, these days, German guys are like hardcore. You just tell a lady, okay, listen, I'll buy you drinks together with your friends if you're going to go home with me. So some guys tell girls up front, and then some girls agree to that. So women shouldn't say, we guys, they go to class with nothing, expecting guys to buy them. So I think somewhere along the line there should be an agreement of some sort before was there anything after that.
So Minier is saying ukuthi umuntu ofike clubini engenayo imali must expect ukuthi lo ozomthengela imali kunama terms kulama drinks azobethengwa la. Minier? Oh, okay. Bengifuna ukusho nje ukuthi in summing up yonke into eshoyo ukuthi amantombazane must know ukuthi maye club engenayo imali whoever is going to be buying something for them kunama terms wakhe ngimele agree kuona.
Yes, kumele kuba khona agreement before ama-drink bathenga because I can't spend like 5,000 kuma-drink for yena nabangani bakhe without an actual agreement because kuzoqajana after that.
I know ngiyakuzwa Minier, ngiyakuzwa. Ukuphi indawo eThekwini?
Inja yakho imele ihambe manje. Let's take a comment from a lady. Olungkore. Do you agree, Minier has spoken. Or when?
Akumelanga kube nama agreement nje at all. Cause first things first, angakwazi ukumthengela ama drinks or I spike I drink yakhe then if ever u feel the way I feel ngakhona I spike I drink yakhe and then if ugirl atholakala the following day alimele ngekho sharp what does produce like abobhuti la what do they do cause like bambonile ugirl no guy bebalapha yana the previous day and then the following day ugirl akazazi ukuthi ugcine kanjani lapha yana and then ngicela ukubuza nje ukuthi abobhuti what do they do?
Okay, let's actually ask the club owners because they own the infrastructure and we have of course Justin Bowers, you own Skyline in Braamfontein in Johannesburg and we also have Leon Slowtown, you're a liquor license attorney.
I'm an attorney who specializes in liquor licenses,
in.
Believe it or not.
Let's talk about the liquor.
I look after people like Justin.
Yes, and are they obliging to liquor license and policies associated?
You know they have to be. It's a situation 30 years ago when I was clubbing, it was absolutely no different to what it is today. There were still good-looking girls. They still wore short skirts. They still went out with 100 rand and wanted to get lucky. You know, nothing has changed. The drink was still the same. In fact, in those days, we had a different situation. You could pay for the club because of a ticket system that used to get around the Liquor Act. You paid entrance fee and you drank what you wanted. So once you were inside, you had the cheapest booze that you could find, and if you had a whole bottle, you had a whole bottle, because you couldn't charge for the liquor.
Wow.
So things were even worse than they are today. Our Minister of Trade and Industry has brought out a liquor policy document, and in this liquor policy document, one of the things that it says is that the club owner, and in fact the brewer, is responsible for anything that happens from the liquor that he sells. So if breweries sell Justin a beer, Justin sells a beer to a young lady for 100 rand, she goes outside and gets, God forbid, she gets raped. Justin's responsible for raping her. South African Breweries is responsible for raping her, and they had nothing to do with it. All that Justin did was sell her a beer.
Interesting.
Let me come to you, Justin. In that case, then, what do you guys what are you guys doing now to protect especially women that comes to your club? Are you making sure, because some will say it was a transport issue, he was offering to take me home and whatever happened after that. What are you guys doing to make sure that such situation don't happen?
Yeah, so from a club perspective, one of the key drivers of the industry and from a business point of view is, of course, we want to provide the entertainment, the social experience for our guests and our customers. Yeah. But the next thing is, from a business point of view, is security, so safety and security, because we have to create a sustainable business. Yes. So it's not about a once-off transaction. Where we have the customer come into the club space and something happens to them and they leave and they never return to the club. So safety is very critical from a security point of view. So one of the things that we do, of course, is what I think happens at most clubs is the physical man security, your bouncers that are visible within the club. Yeah. But another thing that, for example, Skyline does, we have actually undercover bouncers in the club. So bouncers that are dressed like regular people that are my eyes and ears in terms of monitoring incidents. Maybe a guy is snatching a bag that is not noticed, or he's harassing a girl guest of ours. So those are some of the implementations that we look to do, because we want to create a great experience, a fun experience where people can get away and have fun like we all do. It's part of our DNA, but we want a secure space so that they can reach out to a bouncer or reach out to a waiter or reach out to our VIP manager, whatever incident that may take place.
Leon, let me come back to you. You mentioned a very interesting policy and law there. I had no idea that's how exactly the DTI had framed it. But, you know, Larry mentioned before that, you know, as club promoters, it's their job to, you know, sell alcohol. And, you know, the more they sell, the better it is for business. But can I actually sue? If I get too drunk and I get in trouble, or maybe something happens to me because I've consumed too much, under their watch or under the club's watch, can I hold them accountable?
Well, on paper you can. If you're in America, you can certainly do it, but it hasn't yet happened in South Africa that anyone's sued on that basis. It's coming. Okay. It's there, the responsibility is on the club owner. First of all, there's something else as well. Yeah. Club owner puts a club together. That costs him money. Now what happens is he's got a fire department. The fire department says he's got to have a certificate. Okay. The health department says he's got to do this. Right. Liquor board says he's got to do this. Right. So he's not just putting a square factory, a place like this together and saying, okay guys, let's go for it and sell liquor. He's got barman he's got to train. He's got staff he's got to train. So what people don't realize, if you go into a club at 9 o'clock in the morning and it smells from the booze of last night, and the cigarette butts all over the show in the smoking area and the non-smoking area, in the VIP area where they're not supposed to be. You have a look at what's there, you're amazed at what you see when you come in at 9 o'clock at night. It is totally, totally different. And that's what people don't realize. He's creating an experience that you feel. You walk in there and you say, wow, I'm pleased to be here. Come in at 9 o'clock in the morning and say, oh hell, I've got to clean up this mess. So there is a background that people don't think of. There's money it costs to run a club. You know, it's more than just party.
It's a very pertinent question you raised earlier in terms of the career opportunities within club. People just see what happens to the 9 to late when we close, but actually running a club is a 24/7 operation. So in our factions, it's the supply chain management in terms of monitoring liquor. It's our social media team, branding how we put in the club. Absolutely. It's the cleaning operation. So it's quite an involved business from a business point of view. Yes.
Cool. So I'm going to dedicate on SABC 1, and coming up we have a very brand new and fresh feature on this show, last segment, where we're going to be asking you what's on your mind. It's called Teta Moment. Usitshele anything. Give us a call, find us on Facebook, see what's on your mind. Maybe and that's the thing. I was on big up my voice. I'll call. Give us that call on 011-339-1315 after this.
Welcome back. You're watching Daily Teta on SABC 1. Of course, we're introducing a new feature. It's very exciting. It's called Teta Moments, where you can share, of course, your moments with us right here on Daily Teta. Where are you? What are you up to? You did say, of course, it's our last, episode or rather show of the week. We're going to see you again next week, Monday. So we'd love to actually hear from you and hear what do you have planned, or what are your opinions about what's happening right now in the news, or maybe just your opinion on any topic that's very, very close to your heart.
And some of the topics are discussed here since Monday, and abantu abathola ngithuba lokuthi bakhulume ngawo as well. Call us or just text us as well, or find us on Facebook, Twitter. Siz ukuthi wena uthini about those. We have the topic abantu abaningi abakhuluma ngayo that they iwunga as well. You remember when we were talking about the drugs and everything. So all those sort of moments, tell us what do you think at home. Brother man, you phethe microphone ngathi ufuna ukukhuluma. Ufuna ukuthini ba?
Bengifuna ukubuza ukuthi labantu laba manje abathela ama break fluid ema drinkings wabantu ama sniff ama drinking yenzeka lo ukuthi umuntu wesimame yabona uzamthole yabona lonto lefana nale ukuthi imtronke wese yonke lento ukuthi labantu bebetholakala ikhona punishment abake bayithole mhlambe or kwenzwa njani ema clubbings ukuthi kwenzalana.
Interesting. And just let me translate it for you that as a club owner, if you find out that there are patrons that have spiked a female a lady string or maybe compromised a lady's safety in your club or perhaps in your work of place of employment, what consequences are there, and can you press charges? Basically, what can be done in that situation?
Yeah, so as Larry indicated early on, we have a zero tolerance approach to any such behavior. So if you become aware that such an incident has taken place, our recourse would definitely be to contact the police authorities. So what we would do is hold the person in our security office, for example, and call the police, which can be at our premises within 5 minutes.
Alrighty. Okay then, let's take a caller on the line. Teta.
Hello, how are you?
Ke gona o kae Mogadi?
Ke gona. Ne ke gotela go bolela ka education mo South Africa. Yeah, I wanted to I wish we can talk about education because go secondary, like they'll say you pass your 30%, and then or you can pass by age, by repeating the class twice. But when it goes to university, they don't apply the same thing. Yeah. Let's say you pass 30%. When you go to university you pass, the average pass is 50%. Yeah. So I feel like they don't communicate and it kills our youth.
And ke nyako busha gape gore sometimes gona le bana ba mbareng motlhong ba filo mo ka matsogong. They're not necessarily theoretical but they're more practical. Don't you think gore motlhong 30% o ke compensator for bana ba leng gore ba good ka dilo tsa matsogo than ka dibuka tsa go bala?
Yes, but okay, but when I check long back now, like when I was going to school, like we used to pass 50% and even 30 in Elona, but it was not like they didn't tell us or 30% you can pass with it. So nowadays, I'm taking as an educator. Yeah. I study because they know that even if I fail, you'll see a child coming to you and say to you, ma'am, and I don't mind because next year, if I fail this year, next year I'll go to another student, the next grade. So it's not about them not knowing how, like, it's not because it's because they know advantage or pass.
Thank you so much for raising that point. And I'm hoping I can note down as daily Teta and maybe one of these good episodes of education. So it's encouraging 100%. It's encourage a pass mark. I mean, do you want to know 30% of a miracle or 100%? Ne? But thank you for your call, Mahadi.
Yes, because as a math educator, I'm worried because
Okay, no kukwelo skawara. I got you and I'll support. So we're going to make sure we deal with your question. But I'd way to my lady with regards to club culture and Wena as a lady, Wena as a woman. Do you have any comment or question about everything you've heard from Botsego, Buleri, Justin's here? Do you have a question or comment?
Okay, can I ask a question?
Yes. Hold your mic, please.
Okay. Do you all guys, after the parties and all that, after the morning, you clean up the clubs, do you guys find things, maybe she left her purse and phone, personal details. Do you call that person and give that person back the things?
From our side, one of the key things that we have implemented in the club space, for example, is something called a cloakroom. So when guests arrive into the club, like I said, one of our primary concerns is security and safety of their belongings. We notify them that you've got a bag, you've got valuables, you've got a cloakroom that you can sign in with the concierge. So at the end of the night, once you're done partying, you can then retrieve it. You sign out for it and you walk home. If, for example, at the end of the morning that we find some belongings or place, what we would do is simply take this belonging and put it in the cloakroom, lock it up, if there's the number that we can call, we will try and contact that person. But if not, we will just keep it at the club, so that any time, I mean, there's staff almost every single day at the club. During the day, the person can knock on our door and come, I left this club. We'll see what did you leave. We'll try and find a bit of phone or wallet or anything like that. So we've had those instances where people have retrieved their belongings in such cases.
A quick one before we go, Justin. When it comes to club, there's always a competition. A new club coming in, or maybe another club doing better than you guys. And we heard about this, that some club end up going as far as giving other people drugs so that they can have a volume of people. Does these things happen, though, when there's a bit of a competition within the clubs?
Well, Skyland's still a new club. We are only 6 months old.
Okay.
But the directive that I've given to all my staff is a zero tolerance approach on drug use. So drugs that we've stopped. I mean, the other day, a patron walked into the club and he had weed all over himself, and he got blocked by the bouncers. He was not let in. In fact, we confiscated that weed away from him and notify the police. So there, of course, I'll be honest, we can't block out everything. So if you walk into our bathroom, sometimes you smell the weed. We're in Braamfontein, so it's center capital of cannabis in South Africa.
Sure. I mean, any confirmation from Larry that please pass
but
the
certainly,
mic as well.
if it's something that we see, it's something that we block.
And Larry, I mean, you guys are club promoters, and obviously there's a competition or rivalry amongst promoters to make sure that the club that you promote is popping based on your concept, your idea, the Microwave Boys. What's the other one?
Life of the Party.
Life of the Party. Rivalry much, sabotaging much? Do you engage?
You know what I was actually just saying? I was actually saying most of the promoters, we all know each other. It's actually so weird. We've all crossed paths. We've all worked together. Obviously, we want to have the best parties and want our clubs to pop the most, but most of us are really cool. Because most of us are once either popular or popping. And in that sense, we kind of cross paths. So, we are in healthy competition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Healthy competition still.
Yeah. Cool. Bafethu sibonga namagesi wethu ukuthi abe khona namhlanje ku-Daily Teta on SABC 1, and siyabuya futhi njalo ngomsombuluko kuzoshayo lesine. Sibonga kakhulu Tubile.
Thank you so much to all our guests. Thank you to our audience members. Le wena ko gae for go re founela o re botse ka mkgono na kana ka gona ka topic ya le gone. Social media, we actually read your tweets and we've seen how you've been engaging. Please keep it going. #Daily Teta, of course, on Twitter and Facebook. We are on Instagram. We are at Daily Teta _ SABC1. For myself and the team, we'll next week. Bye-bye.